Hi guys, it's Kelly Latavola here, and I am back with the next installment of What Would Kelly Make? And today we are going to be talking about multi-layer stamping. This is really common, very popular stamp set that's come out in the last couple of years, or I should say stamp style. The one I'm going to be using today is the Altenew Build-A-Flower Carnation. And this is actually a bundle, so it's the stamp set, which is the multiple layers for both the flower and the leaves, and then it also has the die for both, which is really kind of cool. So quite some time ago, I actually saw Jennifer McGuire do this in a video, and even though I don't do a lot of multi-layer stamping, this is just brilliant. So I have it's the original size Misty, so the large one, here, and I'm going to be able to put all of my layers just in this one Misty, and then I can stamp as many as I need. So what I've done is I have a A2, so 5.5 by 4.25, and I've cut it in half. You could cut it smaller than this, but I like to have my magnets have some area to sit, and this is the base layer. I'm going to start with the base layer, so I have a good light color. This is going to be the one that's kind of all over, so you want this to be your palest color because most of it's going to be covered up. It's really only going to be the highlights in the end. For this particular carnation, I chose Barely Blue, and that's kind of the first point I'm going to make right after I tell you about why I moved it up into the corner. So now for the second layer, I'm going to pull out Altenew. I know W+9. There's a lot of companies that have this multi-layer stamps that they do, and then almost all of them always have either a guide on the back of the stamp set or online that you can look at. And believe me, you want to look at them because sometimes they are more difficult to line up. This one was actually pretty easy because I'm pretty inept at lining these things up, I'm going to be honest. You want to make sure that when you're using the Misty or any other stamping tool like this, that if your paper moves, you readjust it. These stamps are large, they're very sticky, and they will have a tendency to pull your paper even though you have the magnets in place. I'm using my next darkest color, which is Velvet Orchid. That's what it was. And so I'm going to go ahead and stamp that down onto my card, and you can see those highlights start to pop through. So back to picking colors. I used a blue for my lightest. It's Barely Blue. I'm going to flip my Misty around now so that I can do the other two layers. I'm going to line it up on the bottom left-hand side again. I'm just going to flip it over so that I will have room for that next layer. So picking colors, you want to just, everything doesn't have to be like a light pink, a medium pink, a dark pink, an extra dark pink. Like, don't be afraid to kind of just mix up those different kinds of colors. I ended up with more of a blue-violet carnation because I started with that Barely Blue. I chose some kind of dusty purples, and in the end I still used a dark purple as my darkest layer, but it still ends up looking kind of blue-violetish. The other thing that you can do, if maybe you don't have a lot of colors or maybe you don't have exactly the right mid-tone, is you can double stamp the layers. The joy of any stamping tool like this, like the Misty, is that you can stamp the same thing in the same exact place, like as many times as you want. So anybody, including myself, how many one-layer cards I've ruined, guys? Woo! So many. But now you don't have to worry about that. If you were ever a bad stamper, it doesn't matter because this will let you fix it. It's fantastic. So here, this is going to be the last layer. I am lining that up, and I apologize I have a spotlight that's directly over my desk. That's how I have good lighting for my videos. And the reflection in the Misty door kind of made that a little bit difficult to see. But you notice each time I was referring back to that sheet to see where to line it up. Because I never assume I know where, and it is a little bit more time consuming the first time that you go through it, like I am here. But now I have all 4 of those layers that are out, and I can stamp as many flowers as I want and in many color combinations. This is just a really great way to like try the ones that you already have, and maybe you just want to try a different color combo. So you end up with a beautiful result, a super multi-dimensional flower, which is absolutely stunning. I did try out some other color combos, which I will briefly show you here. If you would like to see the full card video, how I made the entire thing, I would encourage you to, I'm sure it'll be linked on YouTube as well as on the Simon Says stamp blog. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I hope to see you on the next one.